Good morning, everybody. And it is Wednesday, May 6th. I hope you guys are ready to do some math with me because I know I'm ready to do some math with you. Today's I can statement says, today I can subtract numbers less than 1,000 and then use addition to check my answers. So today we're not only going to subtract, but we're also going to use addition to check to make sure that it's actually correct, which is pretty awesome. It's a cool kind of trick to use. So again, I can subtract numbers less than 1,000 and then use addition to check the answers. Make sure that you have a pencil and paper ready. I've actually got a whiteboard today and a marker to help us out, but make sure you've got something. Now, I'm going to have you guys come back and do the subtraction with regrouping video on your own, but we're going to do some subtraction with regrouping on the next slide together. All right, so it says let's subtract and check together. So we're going to start out with 375 minus 280. So I'm going to put that on my board and I'm going to let you guys put it on your piece of paper as well. So I've got 375 minus 280. And I think that's how you guys should have it set up as well, having your ones column, your tens column, and your hundreds column all nice and lined up together. Well, we always start where? In our ones place. So I'm going to put my arrow over top of my ones, and I'm going to subtract 5 minus 0. 5 minus 0 is super simple. It's just 5. Pretty easy, right? Now we've got to go into our tens, and it says 7 minus 8. I've got to think, can I do that? Can I do 7 minus 8? Think for a sec. Nope, because 7 is smaller than 8. So I'm going to make it 17, regrouping it, and then taking from my hundreds and making this one last, which is a 2. So 17 minus 8. All right, now that I've given you a minute to think, I think the answer is 95. But guess what? We no longer have to think what the answer is. We get to check it to see if it's actually correct. Notice I left all this space open over here because I'm actually going to check my answer using these two numbers to see if I can come back to 375. So I'm going to put 280 plus 95 on this side, and I'll show you in just 1 second. So I've set it up where I have 280 plus 95. And again, I'm trying to get back to 375. And if I get back to 375, I know that I have the right answer. So 0 plus 5 is 5. 8 plus 9 is 17. Bring up the 1 and circle it so that we remember that it's there. And 1 plus 2 is 3. So I have 375. And what was my top number in my subtraction? 375. So did it check out? Yeah, it did. And I always put a check mark next to it to make sure that I know that I have the right answer. So not only am I checking it, I'm putting an extra check just to say, I did it. I've got it. All right, so now I'm going to erase my answer and all my information, and we're going to go on to 741 minus 448. And we're going to do one more together. So I'll let you guys write it down while I erase and do my own problem as well. All right, so it's 741 minus 448. And again, make sure that everything is lined up. I've got everything lined up on my board just to make sure. And I always start in my what column? My ones column. So I've got 1 minus 8. Can I do that? So this becomes an 11. I knocked on the door and I added 10 more to that one and I made this a 3. But can I do 3 minus 4? Which means I've got to regroup again. So I got to knock on the door, add 10 more, making this 13, and making this 7A 6. So everything is regrouped and ready to go for me to do my subtraction. 11 minus 8 is 3. 13 minus 4 is 9. And 6 minus 4 is 2. Now again, just like the last one, we're going to take this 293 and 448, and we're going to add them together to check to see if we come back with 741. And if we did, the problem is correct. Simple, simple, simple way to figure it out and know that you always have the right answer. So I'm going to set it up where I put 448 plus 293, and we're going to add it up together. 8 and 3 is 11. Bring up the 1. Well, I'm actually going to use my 9 and 1 to make an easy 10, plus 4 giving me 14. Oops, so far so good. 41, 41. Bring up the 1. 1 plus 4 is 5. 6 and 7. So I've got 741, just like my top number in my subtraction, which means I got it right and I can check my answer as correct. Now I'm going to let you guys try the next one on your own. So you've got 953 minus 673. I know you guys can do this. If you use the same strategies where you subtract and then check your answer, you'll always know if you got it right. So take a minute and do 953 minus 673 and see if you came out with the right answer. Good luck, guys. Now you'll see that I've given you all the right answers. So 95, 293, and the last one was 280. Did you get that? Hope you did, because if you checked it, it should have came out as correct. Again, nice work, guys. I know that this is new to have to check your answers, but you're doing great. Now, the application problem of the day is pretty simple. So I'm actually going to let you guys come back and do it on your own. But look in the middle where it says draw it. Make sure that you are always doing all the steps for read, draw, write. So I'm going to go over this quickly just to make sure, because I want to make sure that everybody remembers all the steps for read, draw, write, because there's a lot of them. So the first one is always to read it 2 times. So always read your problem or your word problem 2 times. The reason is you want to make sure that you're actually getting all the information sinking in and that you're really understanding the problem. Then circle all the important numbers. This isn't a hashtag, guys. It's a number sign. So circle all the numbers. And then underline the question sentence, just to make sure that you understand what is it that they're trying to ask? What am I trying to figure out? And then in the corner, think to yourself, am I adding or am I subtracting? Once you've done that, you have all your space below to do all your work. But remember, you have to have a complete sentence after you show all of your work. So again, read it twice, circle all the numbers that are important, underline your question. Think, is it addition that I'm doing or is it subtraction? Do I have to do both? Is it a 2-part problem? And then write a complete sentence giving your full answer. And guess what, guys? You can now check to see if you're right. Now, there's 5 questions for you guys to do on your own, and it's the same as the type that we did together, but make sure that you're checking your answers. If you're using that addition strategy to check your subtraction, you should get every single one of them right without a problem. Show them to a family member. Let them help you if you need it. You've got this. I know you do. Now, what I want to know on this slide is, what do you think about having to check your work? Let us know what you think. Let myself, Mrs. Brooks, Mrs. J, Ms. Straight know what you think about checking your answers. To me, I always loved it because it's an easy way to know if I'm going to get the answer right. But sometimes people might say, it's a lot of work, but just let us know what your thoughts are. Now, once you've done this 15 minutes on your own on Zearn, if you want to go on Prodigy, do it up. If you want to go on Math Seeds, it's your choice. But make sure that you do 15 minutes to keep those brains thinking mathematically. On the next slide, let us know how you feel about subtraction with numbers less than 1,000 and checking your answers with addition. You've done amazing today, guys. Keep up the great work, and guess what? I'll see you tomorrow for tomorrow's math video. Until then, have a great day.